everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all having an amazing day or night, whatever time you're watching this. I thought I would bring it back to the basics, kind of what started my channel, and I'm gonna be reacting to a compilation of love spells from TikTok or Witchtok. There's this YouTube video of a bunch of love spells from Witchtok, so I'm gonna be reacting to these because 'tis the season right now for love. Well, it's always a time for love, but I feel like especially with summer coming up, everyone wants to summer love and whatnot. So it's yeah, I can see why, casting a spell on someone is super tempting. However, I'm gonna be telling you guys if these spells work or if they don't work and if they're safe or not, because at the end of the day, if you're doing something and imposing your will on someone, that is gonna bite you in the butt big time. So it is so important to use I can't even speak right now. It is so important to use discernment if you're going to be doing stuff like this. Luckily, I can see I'm able to tell you guys these work or not. This video is from Lunar Witch.
This is a come to me romance spell. It will not make anyone fall in love with you. It will just increase the opportunity for romance in your life. You want to make 8 incisions in your candle. This represents the 8 cardinal paths. Next,
I literally see as she's doing that those pin cushion dolls or something, or those voodoo dolls, whatever they are, and I see as she's stabbing the candle, I see someone literally stabbing someone with a needle.
I'm going to use some oil in your candle. You can use rose or patchouli. Make sure that you use a small amount because otherwise it will become a fire hazard. The next thing you want to do is you're going to take rose petals and you're going to rip them up into tiny little pieces, very small. You're going to put them in the candle, dressing it. Next, you're going to use...
So for some reason I heard that as you rip the rose petals, you're fragmenting the person's soul, whoever you're doing the spell on, which I don't even know if that's possible, or at least I didn't even think that was possible to fragment someone else's soul. But I literally see as she's ripping the rose petals, I see shards of glass flying off the person, and it's making them scattered and all over the place.
Glitter or sprinkles in your candle. You want to use colors like pink and yellow, positive, happy, romantic colors. I know everyone hates 2-parter videos, but this is a multi-part video. Witchcraft takes some time. This is how to make a come to me spell. This is a romance spell, but it is not a forced romance. The last thing for you to do is draw your sigil on your candle. You can use a permanent marker. I like to use glitter glue. They described it as boxy, and that made so much sense to me. I was yeah.
There is I see a literal an actual witch in the candle thing, sigil, whatever it's called, and she has black fumes coming out of her. It's it's a dark witch.
Your candle may take up to a week or 2 to burn. After you're done, check out my video on how to
read the come
to me spell and figure out how long it will take for it to work, if it worked at all.
Today I'm going to do a self-love spell. This has a lot of ingredients, so feel free to shorten it to what you have. Sea salt, rosebuds, I like to do 2, dill, chamomile, cloves, coriander seeds. These last 3 are really the only 3 you really need, so if you can't get all of those things, here's some basic things, and you use them in cooking anyway. Oregano, basil.
So for some reason I'm hearing that the first spell was 2D, which basically means if you were to do that spell, you would go into a reality, basically just 2D is just the world that's just covered in dark negative energy. You wanted to look at it as emotions, look at one D as pain, agony, suffering. And I'm not even trying to be dramatic, like I'm just being honest. Look at 2 as like heartbreak, not like as much agony, but like just, you know, jealousy, maybe some like negative emotions. 3D is maybe like ego, just like maybe you think you're better than everyone else, you're amazing when really you're insecure inside, like lying to yourself about how you feel. Like, you know that person that like has kind of a big ego, like, you know, they're insecure inside, but they just like show off as if they're like the most confident person in the world. That would kind of be 3. 4D is basically just like anything you kind of think of, it just appears, but it's not necessarily like good, because it's like you could just think of your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, and then all of a sudden they keep texting you and calling you. Well, now you have a cord to them. Now their energy is in your energy, and your energy is in their energy, and it's like, that's no fun. Now you're connected to your ex, and it's like that could keep you from meeting like the person that you're supposed to meet. So that would be 4D. That's kind of like, I like to think of 4D as like the fun house of mirrors. It's like something looks one way, but really it's another way. It's just like very confusing. It's like when you go to bed at night and you have a weird dreams, and it's like you think of a cherry and a cherry appears. You think of a clown and a clown appears. Like, that's 4D. It's not necessarily where you want to be like manifesting from. And then 5D is like usually pretty good where you want to be. So for some reason I hear that this is 4D.
And old reliable rosemary. Ooh, that's too much. That was some of my personal oil. I use it to represent me in a lot of spells. And some sweet oil, essential oil. It does not have to be an essential oil.
I'm like so gross. I literally see like this like little wizard looking dude like peeling pieces of his skin off and like putting it in there. Like, I don't know what that is, but I literally see like this wizard looking dude, and he's like taking pieces of his skin off and like putting it in there, which I'm pretty sure just means it's like you're taking pieces of you. It's almost like you're sacrificing yourself in the spell, or like you're like taking pieces of you, which is your skin, and like giving it to that person.
Mix clockwise. Welcome back to the self-love spell. Push all of your ingredients to one side. Put into a fire-safe dish.
Light. Wait until all of the flames go out. Once the flames have all gone out, transfer it into a dip.
I just hear that by lighting it, it actually burns your skin, and it like taints love. Like, for some reason, if love were to come in, it would like taint it, to where if someone were doing the spell, like they would attract love, but like not real love. Like they would maybe attract like lust, or like someone who's like super obsessed with them, or like someone who's like all like puppy dog love, but not like real love. That is so interesting. I literally see, as she's burning the candle, like pieces of someone's like literal skin like burning up to a crisp.
Dish that you are going to keep wherever you keep your things. I have some blessed ashes in there too, and I keep it in here for about 7 days, and then I'll bottle it up and put wax over it and keep it where I can see it, so it can remind me to love myself. During those 7 days, I will take it and put my fingers in it and pray with it and just meditate over it and really ask Spirit to bless me and make me more prone to self-love.
So let's stop there. So like, she has obviously been taught to like say certain things and do certain things. It's like however she was taught, that's what she knows. But let's like really think about it. Like, you're asking Spirit, what does Spirit mean? Like, if you were to ask yourself, like, you're asking Spirit to show you something, it's like, what does Spirit mean to you? Like, Spirit to you means something completely different to me, and it means something completely different to someone else. So you have to be like very careful when you call on certain things. And I hear this a lot where people are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask Spirit, or oh, I'm just gonna ask the Holy Spirit, or I'm just gonna ask my deities. And it's like, you have to have really good discernment when you call certain things in. And it's like, I've been basically like working on this for like the past 10 years, and I still struggle sometimes with this discernment. I still struggle sometimes to, like, you know, I'll see certain things and I'm like, wait a second, like that doesn't feel good, and I'll pull it into my heart and I'm like, oh no, like super handsome guy who looks like Jesus just walked in. Well, guess what? It's not Jesus. It's a creepy attachment, or it's like a creepy ghost pretending to be Jesus. So it's like you have to really know yourself and really have very good discernment if you're gonna like call in certain things. Like if you're calling in spirit, like what does spirit mean to you? Like that's completely different for other people. It's always safe to just pull things into your heart, because your heart cannot lie to you. I've had this experience before where, like, in the past I wanted a certain guy, I wanted a certain person to be my boyfriend, and I wanted them so bad. And then like one day I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull it into my heart. And I know how to do this like little exercise where you pull something into your heart and you know like if it feels good or not. And I remember pulling it into my heart, and I literally saw myself like shriveled up, like crying in like the pouring rain, and I felt so like trapped, like as if like if I were to be with this person I would be trapped like in the relationship. And that like changed my life that day, because I realized, I was like, sometimes you think you want something, but you have to remind yourself, like, how is it gonna make you feel? Like if something doesn't make you feel good inside, it's not good for you. So that was a tangent, but I wanted to share that.
Thanks for watching, and blessed be.
How to make a sugar jar. 2 ways. This, you're going to want to use things that are soft, sweet, and pleasant. Method 1, I'm going to use hair as my tag lock today. Pussy lip.
Wait, soft, sweet, and pleasant. Hair. Is it her hair? Is it someone else's hair?
Hello? Seashells. Rose quartz. I'm adding a blend of raspberry leaf, strawberry leaf, roses, oak moss, and vanilla. Dried roses that I grew. Now to activate, you're going to write down what you wish to sweeten on a bay leaf. Be sure to include names and anything specific. Burn the leaf and add the ashes to the jar.
So, what I'm hearing is, do not write down any names, because if you write down someone's name, I literally see, if you write down someone's name, I literally see them being like, it's just like weird what I see sometimes. So if I hypothetically, let's say you like write down, you know, this guy that you crush on. So you write down Bob. I see Bob literally sitting on the dirt, and this giant tree covering him and just like smothering him and just like shoving him down over the tree, and it's like he can't get out. Why am I seeing that? I don't really know. But the feeling I get from that is like, that doesn't feel too good. So again, it goes back to like imposing your will on someone. If you're doing a spell like this and you are just solely acting on what you want, and you're not trusting God, you're not trusting like that there could be something better for you, and you're imposing your will on someone, like you could very easily like mess up someone's life. Like you could take someone off of their path. This could take you off of your path, like if you're imposing yourself. So if you're writing down someone's name doing a spell like this, like I just see, basically take them and they get smothered under a tree. And like, do I know exactly what that means? Not really, but it doesn't really feel good. So obviously this is how she was taught, and I totally get it. I totally get the wanting, you know, to write down certain people's names, and you praying and hoping and wishing that like so-and-so will text you or so-and-so will call you. But what I have learned, you guys, is that when you rely on your own human will and like what you personally want, and when you don't have faith that there's something better that could come, it doesn't end well.
Fill the jar with sugar. Seal the jar with wax from a red candle. Method 2, my personal favorite. For this you will need a...
So for some reason I just heard sugar attracts ghosts. I don't know. Sugar attracts the ghosts. I don't know why. Maybe it's so funny, because it's like a lot of the time if you are feeling super stressed out or like anxious, which that opens up your energy to like attract ghosts in, you want to start eating sugar like sugar kind of stuff. I don't know, that's interesting.
A bowl, a photograph, pink Himalayan salt, stones of your choice, roses, you can add small candies, a pink, red, or white candle, a bay leaf with your intention, and anoint the salt with rose essential oil. When the candle has burned down, eat the candies and bathe with the salt.
I don't know why, but for some reason I saw that spell as like someone going to bed at night and they're literally so paranoid and like this like boogeyman creepy thing is like haunting them, and then it's like something under the bed, and it's like for some reason that particular spell like haunts you or like opens you up to like being haunted. I don't know why, but I literally see someone like in bed and they keep opening their eyes because they're so afraid of like whatever's in their room. So it's probably not gonna work out.
Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a super easy but effective think of me jar with this stuff right here. Let's get it. Cleanse your jar. Use sage, Florida water, salt water, whatever you have. Now take a glue stick and their photo and glue it face up in the bottom of the jar. If you have personal concerns such as clothing and hair, add them. Take a brown piece of paper that you've tore, wrote their name 3 times with a birthday, then write think of me across it. Dress your hands in lavender, press that between it.
Major curse. Major karmic curse, major soul tie curse. It's just a bunch of curses is what I just keep hearing in my head. Again, if you are imposing your will on someone, like, think about it, you guys, like, everyone is energy. Everyone has the ability to, you know, create what it is that they want, but it's like, how are you creating what it is that you want? Are you relying on fear? Do you not trust the universe or your intuition, or do you not trust like the bigger plan that you have to then go and like do something so that you can make someone think of you? It's like, if you're getting from A to B, imposing your will on someone, like, is it really worth it? And I don't mean that to like be judgmental, because I totally get it. Like, I literally see who, like, if you were to do this on someone, like, I literally see them like being like strapped onto a chair and just like chained like all around them. It's like they can't even get out, they're just like chained. So this spell, like, maybe it works, but it works like, you know, in a way that is hurting the other person, and it hurts you too in the long run, because like where karma exists, like karmic curses, like that's not where you want to be. You don't want to have to deal with karmic curses and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to love, like, love is so much more about like, okay, I'm gonna not get like on my high horse, but it's like, love is so much more about surrendering and you than it is about the other person. When it comes to love and relationships and wanting love, it's like you fall in love with you, you get to know you, you treasure you, you respect you, you accept you for who you are. And then by just doing that, just by like frequency, if your frequency is you loving yourself in that particular moment for who you are, you will then just attract a similar frequency. Bob or Courtney or whoever's gonna come walking along, and it's just, that's how it works, it's frequency. So I would try to look at it more in terms of like that, because when you get into spells like this that you may think work because maybe the next day they call you, but down the road, you know, something could happen. You guys get into a fight. You start to feel them like pulling away, because you know that like the way this was orchestrated was not out of love. It could be desperation. It could be fear that, you know, they're gonna like someone else, and so you try to do a spell like this. So I would keep that in mind. It's usually better to surrender and focus on you than outward trying to get someone, because when you try to get someone, sometimes it works, but if it does work, you know, there can be consequences, such as karmic soul tie curses, whatever those are.
Add it to the jar, and now you add your herbs. 3 to 5 fresh or dried rose petals, 3 to 5 candies. Now your photo is going to be glued at the top of the jar. Spray some perfume in there and put your lid on. Set that to the side with your paper towel and sprinkle down some cinnamon. Dress your hands in olive oil and roll your candle in the cinnamon. Light it, let it burn all the way down, and every night shake this jar.
So I literally see, like, by putting your picture on the top, I literally see like the two of you like chained together in that chair, but now the two of you are chained, and it's like just so many cords, so much just like, it's like, imagine you being in love with someone, but you have to be chained to them 24/7. It's like, is that really what you want? Obviously not like literally chained to them, but imagine you like someone, but then you can't, what would happen is you can't get this person out of your head. You become obsessive, like obsessive, because they are literally a piece of you now. Like, you've chained yourself to them by some curse. It's like, do you really want that? I have this good friend of mine, she's a teacher of mine, Marissa, and she always talks about how true love is space. True love is giving someone space to create and be and live their life on their own terms. Because when two people really love each other, they're independent people, and when they come together, it's because they build each other up and inspire people. But you give each other space. It's like, being with someone you love doesn't mean you need to be with them 24/7. It doesn't mean you need to share everything. It doesn't mean you need to be codependent in a sense. So for some reason, for that particular thing, like, I see you literally chained to that person.
Now all you're gonna need for this is some water, some glitter, a couple of heart themed decorations, like I used some beads.
So I just hear really loudly in my head, like, spirit possession, spirit possession, spirit possession. So put it this way, if I'm hearing spirit possession, that makes me want to rethink doing this spell. I know a lot of people like to meditate on a full moon and Friday the 13th and all that, which, to be honest, you guys, has very cult-like energy. If you meditate on the full moon, or if you pray on a full moon, it feels very cult-ish. And I don't mean that to be like rude, but that is literally how it, like, it feels culty. Like, I literally see like werewolves howling, and I see like vampires, and I see like creepy little fairies running around when I see someone like praying on a full moon. Because when you pray on a full moon and like the whole Friday the 13th, you basically go into that reality where you need to do something like at a very specific time in a very specific way, or it's not going to work. And that's just not true. So I would be careful about, you know, doing things on full moons and following certain spells and rituals where they says do it on a full moon, because you can create whatever you want whenever you want. It doesn't need to be on a full moon. It doesn't need to be on Friday the 13th. Like, if you are in a space where you are grounded, and when your intention is for the highest and best good of you and anyone else involved, like, it doesn't need to be on a full moon. It doesn't need to be on the solstice, retrograde, whatever, because astrology and numerology and tarot cards and all that are real to a certain extent, but they still like fall into the regimented rules. And the regimented rules are not like the real reality where you can just create whatever it is that you want. Because this is very like using your mind, using your mental body, like using your mind, using your brain, which works, but it's not the best. It's not the highest, you know? It's like, I don't know, it's like whole wheat bread. I would look at this as whole wheat bread. Yeah, it's all right, it's decent, but there's better things than whole wheat bread, you know, like sweet potato. I'm not a nutritionist, so if anyone comes at me with nutrition knowledge, please don't, because that's the first thing that popped in my head. But you get my point, you know? So for some reason that spell, that particular one, opens you up to entities. Like I literally see it just like I see a door open, like a portal, and just a bunch of entities come flying out. Because when you do this, you're also tuning into whoever created the spell, and you're like almost getting thrown into their field. You have to be really careful when following people's spells because you're taking on their energy and you're also becoming like a piece of their world. So you gotta be really careful with that. That one before, I literally see like, you know that emoji, that like ghost scream emoji? That is what I see for like that one. What was that goop at the end? I don't know. Out of all these, I'd say one of them like kind of worked, but it worked in the sense of like it could work, but it's also gonna like curse you in the end. I would not recommend you guys to try any of these spells. If you do decide in your heart that you just know you need to try one of these, please use discretion. And if something doesn't feel right, I would rethink doing it. What I've witnessed, what I've learned with most witchcraft, Wicca, you impose your will on someone and you do not rely and you don't trust that, you know, there's something that could be better for you, because we're so much more than just thoughts. We're so much more than our mind and our brain, like so much more than that. And using your mind and your brain opens you up to, you know, attachments, spirits, sometimes entities, curses. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Please comment below and let me know what you guys think, and if there's another video that you guys want me to react to, please comment that down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.